Today is Thursday, June 1st, brand new month, and brand new month, brand new us, brand new you, all that type of stuff. It's getting to be summertime, and the heat is coming, and I love that. I absolutely love the hot days. So, I have not taken a look at the market at all today. I know we had a couple things in the economic calendar. We got the ADP employment, initial jobless claims, U.S. productivity, the SB USB S&P US manufacturing PMI, nailed it. ISM manufacturing, we've got construction spending, we've got the Philly Fed Pres Patrick Harker speaking today. And what's up, Kevin? Good to see you here. And so that's what's going on today. Yesterday yesterday was very volatile. We had job openings yesterday, and then we just had a bunch of Fed speeches yesterday, and the Chicago Business Barometer. Job openings are up to 10.1 million job openings. So adding 600,000 job openings over the forecast and 400,000 over the last months. So job openings are on the rise, and I think that's going to, I don't know, it may help buoy the economy, but one of the issues with a lot of the job openings is that they just continue to expand and get more and more job openings. A lot less people are getting hired, though. And so that makes a big difference in terms of actually, what is actually going on with this type of stuff. So anyway, today we got PMI, and I think the PMI and jobless claims will be affecting the market today. The jobless claims is supposed to drop at 5:30, and it already did. We'll go ahead and get these up on the screen here. Today was jobless claims inch up to 232,000, but there's no sign of major layoffs. There was a ton of layoffs in like November area, like right before Christmas. Tens of thousands of tech workers mainly were laid off. We'll also be getting construction spending that came through at 7 o'clock, but no update on Market Watch's side. Then we got the ADP employment. Private sector has strong job growth in May. It did, according to what we just talked about. So that's what's going on with market news. But as far as the market itself, I did not jump into this. I got kind of hammered yesterday on the on Apex, and I did come back quite a lot. I started the day off being down like $1,346 and brought that up to like negative 838. Then took one trade at the end, which eliminated all of my work on the day. It was very frustrating. And here we are today. I still have $730 available in this trailing max. So the account's not dead yet. We're not dead in the water yet. $1,300 puts us back on track. Obviously, we're not going to try and do all that today. So we're getting a little push here on oil. I haven't checked the ESM. So we're hovering around 41.90. Take a look at the ES today. Oh, actually, we're about to get a 10-second potential pop here on the ES. You can see this moving average crossover is inbound. I'm tempted to just take it right there. I'm not going to yet. I want to see the actual cross, especially because I need to be a little bit cautious in my account. It's currently about 23 cents apart. 41.90. So are we hitting 4,200 then today? It's the high of the day. High is 42.0350. Looks like we're running into resistance right here. This actually looks kind of like a head and shoulders. I think it's closer to an ABCD. 41.95 is kind of the line in the sand here. And there's that rip. Try and get it in right around here, about 91.50 or so. If we get a little pullback. All right. Once they're long there at 91.50, maybe a little high. Did pull all the way down to 91. There's this crossover potentially inbound. It's going to pull him back a little bit more than I want to see. Let me get this on the ESM on the DOM. All right. And it's back up. This pulled up to 92.50. I'm going to try to get out at 92.25. There we go. Nice little first trade of the day, up on a 350. So like I said, I'm going to try to come back from this drop here in the account. So which is about a $1,300 workup, and now it's closer to $1,200. So that's good. I think we're probably going to see a pretty good rip here. So this is crossing over on the 10-second chart. I don't really want to miss this, but I do want to check some of the other charts here. Hopefully I don't miss it, but yeah, it's looking good. And I am kind of missing it a little bit. Pulling up to 93. Yeah, it's looking good on the 20-second chart. Definitely missed that missed that one there. What a jump from this 91 area or so all the way up on just that doji right there. Where's my TTM? There it is. Okay. Now I'm expecting that we might get a pullback here. I think a pullback to like 92 looks good. This is the pullback I was looking for. Looking for an entry point. I think the entry is going to be right around here, like 92.50, 93. I entered long at 93. I think I could have got in at 92.50. I'm trying to get out at 93.75. I think we have room up to 95, probably more, probably closer to like 96, but trying to play it a little safe today. Pulling down a little bit. Hitting slight resistance there at 93.25 for the moment. This is a position I would consider adding to. Pull down to 92.50. There we go. Got that trade. All right. So we're up 207 on the day. That means about 1,100 left. Actually, it's actually more than that because their trailing max goes up to 2,500. So 1,400 left in order to get it there. So I was doing the math wrong in the first place. That was a nice trade there. Good 3-ticker, 3 and 3. Kind of sticking with my 3 and 3 today. Looks like there's more range on the candles, but I like getting $100 a trade. I'm fine with that. Like I'm actually pretty happy with $100 a trade. So, oh, wow, I'm sorry. I did not realize that we did not have the charts up. My apologies. I could have sworn that I did. I thought that I checked that beforehand. Let's pull in, take a look at the 20-second chart here. So 20-second, we're getting above the volume weighted average price there. Actually, we've been up there. We're getting above the VWAP on the 10-second chart. Charts are a little slow to load. You can see it's like delayed there. Nice rippage. There's up to 95, like we mentioned. So this was another like nice pullback and rip. Kind of missed the third one, but we did get number 1 and number 2. So here was number 1, here was number 2. Very good setups with both those. This was number 3. I'm not gonna take another one. Um, not gonna take another swing yet. I want to take a look at the 1 minute and just see what we got going on here. So 1 minute is actually looking great too. Take a look at the 1 minute chart. We've got a golden cross inbound, and we've also got this TTM on the rise. So there's a really good shot at actually hitting the highs of the day up there at 4,200. Right now, this is hitting this resistance level here. Um, I'm gonna zoom out. This looks like we're sort of on the back end of a head and shoulders. I guess that was the head and shoulders there. This pulled all the way down, made the low, and we're actually bouncing off the lows now. So this is a new breakout. And you can see on the 1 minute on approach on that golden cross, this is launching all the way up to 4,200. Should have left a runner on, man. What a awesome move. It's okay. My edge is not in leaving a runner on yet, but I'm gonna start doing that. I think I can actually set up a I could probably actually set up something in here that would allow me to set up a multi-bracket order. I think I need to look it up though. This is somewhat of an ascending wedge, so this actually needs to pull back some, I think. I think that we need to sort of reject right here, but we're not going to. This is ripping all the way to 4,200. Up there to 4,202. I would love to see a rejection down to 95. Um, that's pretty heavy movement. And we're about to get a breakout, so we may even make new highs of the day here. Checking in on oil. Oil has been ripping for a while. You can see this moving average crossover took place right here at about 68.10. So you would have looked for an entry right here about 68.15 and just rode it on up. So not bad. Up 207 on the day, and I'm gonna slow down a little bit after this giant rip up. I expect that we're likely gonna see some pullback here. I definitely should have been a little bit more aggressive with this. I think um, we could have at least gone for 12 ticks, but this was more like a 40 tick run. I'm gonna jump to Elite Trader Funding, which we have not traded in today. Um, and oil's looking decent here on ETF or on the market. Let's jump to 10-second chart. So this account is down about $523. Um, this is a 100K static account here. So we got a double top there. And this is a very aggressive move. 4,200 is kind of the line in the sand right now. And 4,200, as we've talked about on the channel, has been a very strong line in the sand for the S&P 500, or sorry, the ES, for much of the year. We'll probably end the stream at 9 o'clock today, about an hour and 15 minutes from now. I think that was a nice 3-ticker option. 201.75 up to 203. Yeah, good little 3-ticker right there. So I'm gonna look for a 1 contract 3-tick movement here on my static account on Elite Trader Funding. It's kind of at these highs though, and I really don't like trading up here at these highs. Tons of divergence though on the Golden Cross. I really don't like trading at the highs, even though it's continuing to rip. I was about to take that move right there. Say I should have. So exiting outside of the upper band of the volume weighted average price. You can see here's the upper band of the VWAP. So we ripped up. Now we may actually reject here. I honestly would love to see a pullback to 4,200, which is would be a really heavy pullback, but I think it's necessary considering that we're so far extended now. There's a flag pattern. It's a very strong move, another like 20 ticks there. Very active trading today, very bullish day. Today's a good day for swings. But with that swing comes risk. I'm just watching it just rip. I'm feeling a lot of FOMO. And that FOMO is leading to more and more fear. I definitely don't want to trade feeling that. But this flag pattern was pretty evident right here, and I kind of wish that I took it. Along with this flag here was also pretty evident. Can you guys see me? What is going on with this? Yo, yo, yo. If you happen to be here, please post a comment. I don't know why I can't share my screen. What's going on with this? Can you guys see and hear me? What up, Pon? Yeah, actually I hit it. I can't seem to share my screen. Like it's like tripping. Weird. Well, we're trading decently today. The market's ripping. I can describe these charts to you. I don't know why I can't screen share. This is really weird. There we go. That was really odd. And like a whole issue there, screen sharing. So falling off these highs, this is why I was a little sketchy about trading at these highs. But we did miss out on some pretty good rips because of that. So looking to trade here, looking for a trade in my 100K account. Up 207 on Apex side. I do have a lot of work. I need to pull back about 1400 on Apex side to get back to break even. I'm definitely not going to try and do all that in one day, though. I think that would be overly aggressive for me. But just over the next like week or so, we'll try and pull that up. Doing the bid here. Tried to get in a single contract at 203.25 and just kind of missed it. Where are we at? 204. For an entry here at 204.25. All right, enter long at 204.25. I'm gonna try to get out at 205 on not Apex, ETF 100K account. Whoa, big pullback there. Exiting.
Order filled.
Almost failed on that pullback. Literally filled at the bottom of that. That sucks. And pulled right back up. Attempted to protect my account and actually ended up hurting my account in the process. Oil making new highs on the day, pulling up to 69. So oil also ripping. So 384. I don't think so. That basically killed a lot of my account because we were at 477. We went down to 384. It was a $93 loss. But I think, yeah, we only have like $10 available now. Like $10. Well, that sucks. That was a major, just like quick drop and pop right back. So hopefully we don't end up killing that account today. Especially because I thought I did a pretty decent job of clawing it back up. Actually, I haven't been this close to failure on it. So I'll have to trade micro for this account. I'm just going to close it down for the day. Because I don't really feel like trading micro right now. I might do that in the after hours on something very small. On like, so I might trade like the micro in the after hours on the Apex ETF. But I only have $10 available on it. So it's going to be like super tight risk. Probably trade micro oil. This was the move here that I got caught on. I literally filled at the very bottom of it. And it was delayed too when I hit exit. Because I hit exit when it was like right here and it didn't fill till all the way down here. So we got in that one at like I think we got in at 204 something. I don't really feel all that comfortable on a trade here, though, at this level, because it kind of looks like he's going to pull back some. Pretty sure we got that 1 minute golden cross. Yeah, we did. So this honestly could have been taken just in regards to the TTM itself, which we had taken 2 trades here in this zone, and that crossover was inbound, but we didn't, like, sometimes it just rejects on cross And so that was why I sat out on this one. Sort of an ascending wedge right here, and that pulled back all the way to 200 area. And now we're getting a bounce off that. 205 acting as resistance. With this like V shape going. Down, down, wow, wow. Got a 3-minute flag here. See that flag right there? Three minutes been on rip for a long time though. I need to figure out. So one thing I really want to learn in trading, and I'm not there yet, but I really want to get there, is to figure out how to be able to interpret a move that is like this, where I'm trading like this much range in one single trade, where I'm going for this like $20 range. So I want to figure out how to do that. I'm not there yet, obviously, but I really would like to get there. This may take a couple of months or even years to learn. That's okay. I have time. Obviously, I'd like it to be sooner rather than later, but, you know. 3-minute flag here. CTM's on cool on the 3-minute, though. So we may get another pullback down to like 4,200. There is a golden cross setting up on the 3-minute chart, but this could reject like it did yesterday. How are you doing the markets today, Pawn? If I got here earlier, I would have traded some oil. Oil, though, is such a solid candidate for algorithmic trading. Like, because it just looks so perfect for it. Zoom in here, man. I think oil needs to sell off a little bit. Everything's kind of riding at the highs at the moment. This is not an area that I like to trade. This looks like a short to me on oil. Not at the moment. Like at the moment, probably get a little pop up, but overall, it looks like it might drop down. $68.58 is the 1 minute 50 moving average, and that is slightly above the 200 moving average on the 10-second chart. Yeah, it doesn't look that great right now. Like everything being up at the highs is like, it's kind of like, you know, what do you do here? I feel like shorting this.
Order filled.
I took a short, but it is kind of popping up there. I'm only in one contract on oil. There
Order
it is.
filled.
Went 1 and 4. So added like $40 to the day. Trailing max at 950 or so. 974. Like I said, I thought this looked like a short, and it was. Getting some volatility there, a little too much for me. It almost looks like potentially. Now, I think it's going to pop just based off TTM, but it almost looks like potentially a move back down towards like 68.75. But because the TTM, it looks more like it's going to pop first before it drops. So pulled all the way down to 75, pop back up to 95 area, some 75 to 95, pull back down to 85, and popping back up again to 95, getting a cyan switch there on the 10-second chart on oil. Nine's above 12. There's a TTM squeeze there, and it looks like it could pop up and test like 69. Maybe slightly higher, but I don't know. It's not like a super solid setup, in my opinion. It did rip up though. Ripped up, sold back off. Setup looks a little bit better in terms of the moving averages, but all these like big up wicks, I don't know. I just feel cautious, I guess. Trying to stay cautious. Probably only going to trade for about another hour. A lot of volatility in the market. I'm just trying to work on protecting the profits today. So I'm going to pull in about 300 to 400. I'll be good with that. Up like 240, 243 on the day. I don't want to push, overly push. This looked like a good rip up here. 69 being the line in the sand. It's actually 68.99 right there. And rejecting off of 69. This is getting closer and closer to a downward cross on oil. So it really kind of looks like short movement inbound. I think I might wait for that because the moving average crossover has just been so accurate on oil on the 10-second chart. But even like this downward cross didn't last. See, that sucks, man. We all have days like that, dude. I've had like hella days before where it's just like the trades are right, but like I'll do something like this. Like I'll be like, okay, this looks like it's gonna rip to me or something, and then I'll be like, I'll enter like right here, and it'll pull back, and then I'll like and then I'll sell it off, and then it'll just rip right up, and I'm like, dude, that's actually what happened today on my Elite Trader funding account. Like We can actually see it because it was no, it was on the ES. Yeah, it was right here. I tried to take a 3-tick trade right here and I entered about like 204.75, and I was looking for this move right here to 205.50, and it went and I filled it right there at the bottom, and then it just, I saved the account, but just barely. And I was only in one contract, but it was still enough to make the account be very close to failure. ES looks like it's going to fall down too. You see it going sideways. I think it's a ways off though on the ES. I think I might reject the 4,200 area on the highs though, and pull back down towards 41.90. By the way, if y'all have not joined our Discord community, you're absolutely going to want to. We have a lot of stuff coming in the next 2 weeks or so that I think that y'all are really going to enjoy. And you're definitely going to want to be part of our Discord community so you can get updates on that. But we'll be adding some additional content here in the next 2 weeks or so. And not just like a one-off, like a new segment that we've been working on. So ES looks like it's on its way down. It honestly looks like one could short up here off like 42.05 area. Not a short artist yet. Well, I'm short as a person, like physically, but but trading, I typically go long. I am working on building up my edge there, though. I'm sharpening my edge there. UX stocks turning in lackluster performance and focus shifts to jobs data. Futures trading, or futures pointing to roughly flat open on Wall Street. Wall Street might open broadly up. Yen drops on erasing debt default. Fed rate hike worries. OPEC plus unlikely to deepen oil supply cuts at June 4th meeting. Do you guys know that there's a news feed here on Tradeovate on this little side? Sometimes I don't always click around. I feel like short is the right move here, but I think we might get another rip or two. So I'm not ready to take it. I'm just kind of sitting on my hands right now. I want to check in on oil because oil had this crossover on the way. Zoom out. Might be a little bit easier. Oil ripping up to 69. Totally just jumped like 6 cents on that candle, like in between candles. New cyan switch there on oil. Might get another pop up here. Let's see. 50 at 68.93 and 200 at 68.78. That's still a long ways off. Oil coming up to test highs area. That looks like it was a pretty nice bounce off 69. Close to a double top there. 1 cent away from the high. And selling off now about 10 cents from there. I really feel like I'm just kind of like sitting on my hands now. Should I even take more trades? I don't know. We're able to pull up the account 243 on the day. The total account is down about $1,400. So my first goal is just going to bring that up about 1,400 over the course of the next week or so. So the account's down 1,394. We break that out over 5 days. It's only 278 a day to get back to break even. That's really not bad. There's a nice rip there. And I think that we can probably have a couple of days that are above 400. Honestly, today seems like a day that one could easily do that. Well, I should say simply, not necessarily easily. New rip there on oil, new high. Pulling up to 69.40 area. Upper band of the view app is up at 42. Guess this whole section was a breakout off 69. New highs. It's like somewhat challenging a lot of the times for me to trade when it's just endlessly ripping, like in either direction. Seems like potentially maybe go short here down to like 35 or so. Let's see what's going on in the 1 minute. The 1 minute's just on straight rip. Actually, if I had checked this on the 1 minute, I would have taken this trade off that doji. 69.50 now, new high. So we may get a rejection off 50. This looks like some ascension here. Like got this like ascending wedge type situation. So we might pull back to like 69.25. We may have a pretty decent sized pullback up here. All right, of course I could be wrong. You could just go to the moon. But I'm not taking a lot of trades today, even though the market is just ripping. I'm not getting a lot of setups that match my edge. And the ones that I am getting, like the volatility is sort of like making me take pause and hesitate. That looks like an ascending wedge to me. I feel like a short for like, I don't know, 10 ticks or something seems reasonable. Even like 5 ticks. New high is at 69.55. pulling up to 59 now. Just making new highs over and over. 59 is now the high. 60 is the high. 61. 62. Feels like it's showing no signs of stopping. Wow. It's going. Yeah, like I was also same, dude. I was about to short it, and I'm like, it looks like a short right here. I was about to short up there around 69.55. And then it just ripped on up. And my intuition was like, don't take the short. But my logic brain was like, take the short. Like it made sense to go short there. And then it just continued to rip all the way up to 66. Now we're pulling back. And my original intention here was from 55 was to short down to 45. But then we got this additional rip here up to 66. Then it pulled back down to 45. I'm just curious. I'm going to do this for fun. I'm not going to trade this, but I'm going to do this for fun. I'm going to see what like a 2-second chart would look like. I was going to say 1 second, but I just don't think we'd have enough data. I just want to see. Can I even get that much data? Come on, dude. God, trader rate is slow. I might set up something with trading view. Okay, so this is a 2-second chart, and just taking a look at this, you can see that this golden cross happened where? Right here, down at 68.91 on a 2-second chart. And then it's on approach right here for a downward cross. This would be crazy to trade a 2-second chart, dude. I'm just messing around now because I just don't see any trades for my own self. There's a ton of trade ops, but I just don't see any for me that really fit me. Crazy. 2 second is surprisingly accurate. Whoa. Look at that rip. Damn. That's a massive rip right there, dude. Crazy. Wow. Yo, dude. Market maker's out. Test 70 and pullback. You're pretty correct. Dude, wow. That was insane, dude. I guess you did have this sort of ABCD pattern here, but it kind of looks like a head and shoulders a little bit. But you sort of had this ABCD pattern with this ascending support line. So I guess that made sense. So there was 69.98. Was it 98? 93. Sorry. Yo, that was crazy, dude. Wow. Could one actually algo trade a 2-second chart? I mean, look at that. Look at the accuracy. This one would have been a failure. This one would have been an insane win. That one would have been a dope win. Crazy. I'm kind of just playing around with charts right now. Not really feeling comfortable trading when the markets are just ripping like this. You'd think it'd be the opposite, but when it's just not obvious movement like this, but this is the days where the big money's out. A lot of big money opportunities there. Long at 47, good entry. How many ticks did you get off that? I'm out of coffee. Marcus is going nuts, dude. I honestly am just like, I don't even know how to trade this. I should know how to trade this. This for sure I would have taken had I actually checked the 1 minute, but I was checking the 10-second, and in that regard, the 10-second hurt me because I definitely would have taken this long. I feel like oil, I need to go for longer range trades versus the ES, it's a shorter range. ES also making new highs at 42.13.50. Just insane rippage on the day, man. I want to see a trend reversal in either direction. Like, well, I mean, at this particular point, I want to see a pullback because the extension is just so much. Like, we're $1.50 extended on oil, and on the ES, I think it's more than that. Well, obviously more than that on the ES, but yeah, we're like $1.50, $1.75 extended on oil. ES has the 200 moving average above the VWAP now. It's actually been above it for a while. ES putting a cup and handle up there at the top. But the ES is also extended too. $92. Yeah, it feels to me like the ES needs to pull back to like 4,200. Or possibly down to VWAP. I think VWAP would be a little too low. I think if it goes down that far, it'll probably pull back like way too far. But each thing feels just way too extended to me. Oil and ES both feel way too extended. Dude, 8's good though, man. Especially if you had a fair amount of contracts on there. This 2-second chart's interesting to me. I don't think one could use it to make these like quick trades. Not necessarily, but I do think one could use it for crossover trading. Like, example being, if these were to cross on the downside, I think it would be a good opportunity for a short. So high up there at $70.18. Just pulling up again, 719. Will we hit 25? Yeah, I think so. Because there's 24. Wow. I don't even. This is insane. The movement here is just. This is just insanity. I'm not taking hardly any trades. I mean, I don't think I've taken a trade in a half an hour. On this just sort of just endless ripping. And last trade I took was all the way here at 68.38 or 68 wherever this was. It was this little short that I took on this candle. TTM finally putting a cooling candle up. We hit all the way to 70.40. Just insanity, because this was, I mean, this rip from here was from 69. This is a $1.40 rip. It's 140 ticks. $140. Wow. Nice, dude. Short of 42. How did you get short of 42 if the high was 40? I was 39. Oh, I'm assuming you did this short right here, this red candle. There's a flag, 1 minute flag right there. Insane movement, dude. Like, too insane for me. I honestly, I'm just like, wow, where do I go from here? Number one, I know that I need to start leaving on runners. That's evident to me that I need to start doing runners on my trades. Number two, days like this are the days to be aggressive, but they're also the days, in my opinion, that can be some of the most challenging days to trade. I've traded days like this where I was trying to be aggressive and I've lost hundreds or even thousands of dollars on days like this because of the volatility in the moves. So it's minimal trading for me today, I guess. Which is frustrating because, I mean, like, honestly, like, you look at this and you're just like, look at all this just insane rippage. Like, this bounced off 207 and just ripped all the way up $6. I really want to just see a trend reversal, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon. Wow, the 1226 crossover on the 2-second chart is very accurate. That's pretty interesting. I feel like oil is on approach for some pullback, for like a rejection somewhere. Here's the oil rejection. Somewhat. You can see this 2-second crossover, which is not like high. I've never traded the 2-second chart. But if this 2-second moving average crossover happens, I think that we will see a fall down, a pullback, pretty heavy pullback in oil. It's 2 cents apart. We'll see if it actually takes place. Now it's 1 cent apart. Okay, I'm gonna take a
Order
quick
filled.
short here. I'm looking for 3 ticks down. I'm only in one contract. Kind of pulling back up though. I'm gonna exit this. It's short at 25. Yeah, I'm out.
Order filled.
That was like a $70 loss, I think, or actually, I think it was an $80 loss. One contract. Here's the pullback though. So I actually took this based off this moving average cross on the downside, but it doesn't look like that's gonna really play out. I traded the 2-second chart for fun. I'm gonna try this actually on the micro. This does look like a short to me though. Not ready for it though. Could we actually come up here and test these highs? I wonder. There was a test there of the high. I think we're gonna hit 50. Man, my intuition said to take that. Yeah, it almost seems like shorts are getting squeezed. Close below the 9 on the 1 minute. Dude, this thing is tripping, man. It's just like randomly adding the scene back and whatnot. There was a rip on the 10-second. Pulled up to 53. I see what you're saying there. Because I went short right here on the 9 bounce. I see what I did wrong. I also took the trade off a stupid premise, honestly. Still green 180 on the day. But always sucks to give back some money to the market. ES is finally pulling back some. High at 42.16. Double top there around 52, 53. On oil. I just don't think that bears have much of a leg to stand on today. Oil's up 3.5%. It's a major rip in the oil market. So there's a triple top, 53. This one hit 52. This one's at 53. Breaking on through now. Ascending wedge here. Honestly, like, as great as all this rippage is, like, it's kind of frustrating to me, frankly. I feel like there are days that are actually easier for me to trade than this. So ES and pull it back up. Might look at going long on the ES. I'm gonna go down to 2 contracts out.
Order filled.
In at 14.25, I'm gonna try to get out at 15. But I actually don't really like this trade. So I'm gonna try and get out at 14.75.
Order
Right.
filled.
Went 2 and 2 on that. Looks like I could have gotten the full 3 ticks. But now up at 224 on the day. So we made some money back. 243 was the high of the day for today. We had that one loss, which was a $60 loss plus fees, which is why it looked more like 70. So definitely should have kept that full trade on. And I think sizing up actually was a better move, keeping it at 3. Going for 3 and 3 or 3 and 4 would have been nice. This ripped up and made a new high at 216.75 on the ES. Whenever this does fall, I think this is going to fall very hard. What goes up must come down. I don't know that that's going to be a while from now, but I think that what goes up must come down. And I think that with both the ES and oil ripping as hard as they've been ripping today, yeah, I don't know. Could be a crazy time. I think that oil is one of these things where, we've seen it hit over $100 a barrel before, like a lot of times. That's like a daily chart here. Like you can see, oil's been up here at 100 before. This was when, I don't know when that was. So this was a year ago. June 9th, a year ago, we had oil up here at $100 a barrel, almost 99.50s. And it's pretty much been in somewhat of a sell-off since. And actually on the daily chart, oil is still on the decline, with the lows finding a bit of a floor down here around 67.50. So that kind of seems like the floor of where oil is around 67.50 at the moment. So it looks to me like we have a bearish day inbound for oil. As you can see, just looking at the daily chart, the TTM does a really great job of sort of predicting these kind of things. And this 5,200 moving average has been on the sell-off for the last year. Since November. Or actually, since right here. October 18th was that crossover, and it's just been steadily steadily going down since. This crossed at 80. So I think people that went short at like 99 or so, I think they've probably been holding for a while. But this 67.75, 67.50 area seems to continue. Like, we've had 3 daily support areas there. And sure, we've dipped a little bit below it down to like 64.50. But this 67.50 really seems to be sort of the line in the sand. And so today, we've been bouncing off of this. We pulled all the way back to 67.50s yesterday and opened up today around 67.50s, and we've pretty much been popping up off of it since. So actually, looking at the daily chart, it really kind of looks like we have room up to about either the VWAP here at 72.30 or 73.50 on the daily chart. Just oil in this last hour has ripped tremendously from all the way about the low of around 68 all the way up to almost 71. I think we did hit 71. We hit 70.75. We've got on the hourly chart, we've got movement up to 71.73 available on the 200 moving average. And the 50 moving average is down here at 69.09. We're definitely on an hourly rip. And go to the 30-minute chart here. Minutes also on rip, and you can actually see that what we're rejecting at here is the 30-minute 200 moving average was where it rejected. Can't believe oil is just ripping like this. It's crazy. We're on this 15-minute rip. We probably have more rippage inbound, because if you take a look at the 15-minute chart, you've got this 5200 crossover on the way, which is probably about 15 to 30 minutes out. I said that I was only going to trade till about 9 o'clock today. If we do pull back, I think 70 would probably act as support. So this breakout here, the one that I saw on the 1 minute chart that I actually went short right there, the one that's just been ripping since, was actually a 5-minute breakout. And this is one of the things that's really valuable about checking the longer time frames, is really we could have traded this on the 5-minute breakout point here. Our entry would have been right there off like 68.50. And just watch it rip up after that. So this is the first 5-minute pullback in the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 minutes was the first 5-minute pullback. And 5-minute TTM is at 1.3. You'd think it'd be higher considering this. Looking at the 3-minute here. This was that failed short right there. 3-minute getting a pullback now. Our last 3-minute pullback was here at 68.95, 69 area. And then we had a big rip off that. And back to the 1-minute chart. This kind of looks like forming a head and shoulders. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But this sort of looks like the shoulder here, and this sort of looks like the head. I could be wrong. This could just rip again, just like this section, which also look like a head and shoulders. But the TTM has been steadily declining since about 70.35. And even though it's ripped up another 40 cents, this sort of looks to me like there's a buildup of sell contracts with the TTM being what it is. I could be wrong. Is there an options chain? There's got to be an options chain on oil, right? I'm going to go short here. One contract in the micro.
Order filled.
Right when it pops, too. Man. I guess it's a good thing I did the micro, but I was looking for a move down to 70.5. Went short off 55. And I was looking for a move down to 50. I'm going to cut it there.
Order filled.
Looks like I would have hit 50. I cut it at 52. So I made like $3 on that before fees. I don't know what the fee is on a single micro contract, but I'm curious. I think they could be a little bit better at their reporting, it's, like particularly reporting the fees. Like, 'cause it just says $3, but I don't actually know what I paid in fees. Is this a per trade breakdown? So cumulative with fees. Huh. Another rip here on oil. Popping up towards 75. I know I'm not trading that much. Oh, I guess it didn't have my charts up again. I know I'm not trading that much, but honestly, the day was highly volatile and just endlessly ripping. It's sort of like when I it gives me a lot of FOMO when there's a lot of endless rippage like that, but also at the same time, um, sometimes a little challenging to interpret setups when it's that much rippage that fast. You can check in on the ES. ES pulling up to 42.22 or 42.20.75 as the high. Putting in another like double triple top. ES up $30 on the day. And upper band of the VWAP has made its way all the way up to 42.30. Last time we hit the upper band of the VWAP, we had this pullback here, and then really haven't had any huge pullbacks since. This one's probably the closest. It's funny, but like when the days are this bullish, I often want to go short. And that would be trading against the trend. High up there at 70.75. When we were doing the longer term assessment here on the like it was the 5-minute chart, whatnot. I think we had it was 15-minute. We're actually on approach for a 15-minute crossover here on oil. $68.80 and $68.50. So they're about 30 cents diverged here, and we'll have a new 15-minute candle in just under 5 minutes. More like a minute and a half. We're running into resistance at the 200 moving average on the 30-minute chart, which is at 70.71. Also, the ES running into resistance at 42.20. This 15-minute crossover looks like it could do some craziness. To the upside. So we may see oil ripping heavily over the next month. Last time we hit $100 a barrel was in June. It was June 8th. I think the price of gas is going to go up a lot. So maybe worth filling your tank. I think we're probably going to start seeing about $5 a gallon at the pump again. Or more, depending on where you're at. Yeah, I'm just checking the gas in my area, and we're seeing about 475, 550 is the highest. Just insane, dude. That's just not cool. Big pop off there at 42.20 on the ES. I've just been watching most of the day. I haven't taken that many trades. What about you, Pawn? You taking many trades today? About to come up here and test highs up there at 70.75. There was a test of the high. Top of the hour, nearing that crossover. A flat, well, an ascending wedge, really, on the 15-minute chart. I think we're still going to see another push up, though. We're just riding along this resistance here of the 200 moving average at 71. High is 75 on the day. US dollar ending lower against its major counterparts in the Euro session on Thursday. As dovish comments from the Fed's officials renewed hopes of a pause in interest rate hikes this month. I don't know if they'll pause that or not. ES falling down some now. We've had moments like this already several times. And basically the red to yellows have been pretty solid moves. As we're approaching the 9:30, the lunch rush, we may see a big dump in volatility. Just the amount of buying pressure that's been around today is just sort of insane. We do have updates on Market Watch. So Market Watch got the ADP employment is at 278K. The forecast was 180. So this is down from the previous month, but up from the forecast. Jobless claims at 232K, which is down 3K from the forecast, up 2,000 though from last month. U.S. productivity is down 2.1%. The forecast was 2.7%. So productivity stepping up a little bit from the previous month, which was down 2.7%. Still falling though. S&P U.S. manufacturing PMI data coming in at 4.84 or 48.4 from the forecast of 48.5. And PMI manufacturing at 46.9% from the forecast of 47%. U.S. manufacturers still in a slump, ISM shows, but inflation is easing. While that may be true, there's still a lot of spending bills on the docket. And so while inflation may be easing at the moment, there's still an extremely high, especially with them raising the debt ceiling and Republicans losing their spine in that moment where they did have an opportunity to sort of rein in the spending and sort of prevent the complete lack of budgeting skills by Congress. I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like we should just march a single parent in there and just let them do their budget, because you know that they're gonna be like, what? We don't need $100 billion to like figure out like if toenails can grow at a faster rate, or whatever they're funding this week. So I just think that Republicans sort of lost their spine in the debt fight there, and ended up raising the debt ceiling. And in doing so, you know that there's going to be significantly more spending inbound, and that's going to lead to higher inflation. U.S. construction spending and hiring still going strong. I think this is a good thing because we do need a ton of housing built. So I think that this will not only bolster markets, but will reduce the price of housing, at least to some extent. We'll see if this EMA 35 dips below the 50. If it does, I think that would be a pretty good indication of some actual downward momentum. It's kind of nearing a decline there on the ES. I kind of feel like the high of the day may end up being 42.25. 42.25.50 was the high there. We dropped about $3 off that, about 12 ticks off the high. EMA 35 is here at about between 23 and 22.75. No such luck on that. Instead, we're continuing to rip, pushing up again I say no such luck because when markets just endlessly go up and they don't really like ever pull back, that means we're likely inbound for a significantly more powerful correction to the downside. Oil did pop up to 70.84. Same thoughts with oil. We can get the EMA 35 below the 50, then we'll have a shot, I think, for oil to drop. Nine is below the 50 on the 10-second chart. Check the 5-minute chart here on oil. So we've got two 5-minute cooling candles. Switching back to the 1 and the 10-second. There was a nice little red-yellow move there. $35 is at 75, and the 50 is at 75 as well. So the 35 and the 50 are very close together, very tight range here. 70-75 is either going to be the line in the sand, we get the pullback, or it is going to be the bounce zone. The 50 is kind of on the decline, and the 35 is too. 9 and 12 below the 50 moving average. Is this going to be the trend reversal? $50 moving average starting to act somewhat as resistance. We might get one more push. I'm looking for one more push up because it looks like we're about to get another push up, like a bounce off 75 area. Currently 9 is below 12. We're on approach for this TTM move. 9 stepping above 12 on the current candle after all these dojis. There's a little pop there. 9 above 12 on the current candle. I'm going to wait for this candle to close. Joining the bid here. And at 81, I'm looking for a move up to 85, which may be too much to ask. Gonna get out at 84.
Order filled.
Took one contract. Guess it could have gone to 85. Up 252.64 on the day. Trading small with this single contract on oil, making like $30. I think I'm actually reduced down to 3 ticks. This looks like the push up to 71. Man, it should have held. New high. There's 71. I definitely think that I could have been a little more Johnny on the spot today. What's going on, Ollie? You're in short at 81 with one contract. Yeah, this thing's tripping today, man. Keeps like sharing screen, unsharing screen. Yeah, I think that a move back down to the 50-cent level, man, markets are ripping. I think that the cost of gas is about to go insane. So if you need to fill your tank, today might be the day. If you are using a gas vehicle. because looking at the daily chart on oil, it's looking like we may get a rip up towards $100. $100 a barrel, combined with the inflation that we've been subjected to over the last 3 years. That means that I think, like, if we've got oil down as low as where it's at right now, and then we've got the inflation that we've been subjected to over the last 3 years, and that is now like a regular price for gas, or a cheap price for gas is like $4.25 a gallon. And on a regular day, it's pretty much average like $4.50. I think that we could see gas squeeze up to the $7, $8, $9 range again, if oil squeezes again. And if you look at what's going on with OPEC, they're talking about not releasing more barrels, likely to deepen oil supply cuts at June 4th meeting. So they're expecting to reduce the oil supply yet again, reducing our sovereignty, reducing our ability to maintain ourselves as a country. But in response to that, also dramatically increasing the cost of gasoline, and significantly destroying households that are either unable to afford an EV or simply don't want an EV for a lot of the control capabilities that it provides. So having said that, we may be looking into a very expensive gas tank this summer. And a lot of people either not traveling or going broke just trying to fill their tank and get to work. So that likely will hit the credit card debt sector pretty heavily. So watch out for some pretty heavy upcoming recession. If that oil does rip like that, that's going to cause a massive cascade in a lot of different sections of the market. Just like saying this out loud is actually kind of like crazy. We've been calling for a recession in June here on this channel now for about 8 months. And taking a look at the oil market today and what looks to be coming down the pipeline on oil.
Order filled.
Taking a long there at 87, trying to get out at 90. Taking a look at the oil market today and what looks to be coming down the pipeline on oil, given the daily chart, it looks like there's going to be some insane rippage in the market. Just trying to get out at 90, sitting here at 89.
Order filled.
90. Up to 79.30 on the day. I've just been trading one contract of oil. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the market. You got out on the dump for nice 170 profit. Hell yeah, dude. That's badass. I've been trading way small today though, just because of the volatility, and then also because I kind of hurt my account pretty heavily yesterday. But we're able to pull up 279 today. Our trailing max at 1,009. I do need to pull the account up about another $1,360 in order to get it back to break even, which I think that we can do. Oil, I think we should be looking. If you take a look at the 30-minute chart here, you can see the 30-minute has a moving average crossover, golden cross inbound. We're getting above this 200 moving average. Take a look at the daily chart on oil. And we go back. Let me zoom out here. We go back to June just last year, where we were at $100 a barrel. If you remember last year, places in California were paying like $10 a gallon for gas. California and New York, paying like $10 a gallon for gas. If you look at this on the daily chart, you can see the moving average crossover on the 5200 golden cross here took place around February 2022. Actually, 2/2/22. Crazy. All twos. That was when inflation really hit us, and we were subjected hard to that inflation that they piled on us, and that pushed the oil markets up, along with the relationship issues that the current administration has created within the Middle East, particularly with Egypt and Saudi Arabia. And even the United Arab Emirates. And so this pushed this all the way up to nearly $100 a barrel. We did get a lot of shorting off of that, which pulled the prices down. But if you recall, prior to 2022, before all the inflation was walloped upon us, an expensive day for gas was about $4, and typically we're in the $2.50 to $3.50 range a lot of the time in most markets. This was when we started seeing gas hitting $7-8 a gallon, $9 a gallon. And now, after the inflation has been subjected into the economy, even though oil has pulled back to what it was prior to this, you can see we're at 71 today. This was at 65, and we were trading around 60, 67 or so. So around the same price. The price of gas did not follow that trend because the inflation came in and subjected all of us to those markets, or subjected everyone to those prices. And if you take a look at the moving average crossovers on the daily chart, you can see we're actually sort of on approach here for a retest of the $80 marker, and this may actually push markets up to go even higher than that. We may run into a lot of resistance here at 80, and I honestly hope that we do. I want to see oil continue to drop, but if you look at the support line here, which is actually where that low is there at 67.50, 67.51 area, you can see we hit this low. Let me grab some shapes here. We hit this low here for a couple of days and found support. We hit the same low. I kind of wish you could just hold a button and then have multiples. Hit the same low there. And then we're hitting that same low today. So we've got 3 lines of the same. We got 3 tests of support here off 67.50. So there's a very high likelihood that even though we may get another drop and another test of the support zone, there's a very high likelihood that we likely are going to start ripping. And if oil rips up a lot, then we're going to see families paying significantly more money for gasoline, which will drive spending in the EV market. But remember, most EVs are starting at around 50K, 60K. That doesn't mean that there aren't ones that are cheaper options, but the vast majority of EVs are in the 50, 60K range, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on families to be able to cover that. Yeah, I think 1 to 2 contracts really kind of is all you need on oil. Having said that, guys, I've got a pretty stacked day ahead of me, so I'm going to have to jump off here. I want to thank you guys for being here. If you're not already in the Discord, join up in there. And I think Apex is running a sale again today. So I got an email about that saying that they're running a sale. So you're going to probably want to check out Apex if you're looking to earn some funding in the futures market that is available to you. But I'm going to have to go ahead and jump off here. Much love and appreciation. We'll be back tomorrow, Friday, Friday has been traditionally a pretty hard day for me to trade, so I'll be trading safe again tomorrow. Thursday and Friday are usually my challenge days. We'll be trading safely again tomorrow. Risk management is the name of the game. I think that's the job of the trader. So much love and appreciation. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time, and we have some announcements for tomorrow as well. So we'll see you then. Peace out, y'all.